Hey Libra, welcome to your February reading. I'm just going to jump straight into shuffling, but as I shuffle I'm going to put the mic down so that I have my hands. So my voice will be a little bit quieter until I have finished shuffling, so please be patient. Okay, let's go. My son is in the room, and he's eating some snacks, so you may hear him in the background. And I may have to hold his hand. Oh, 2 cards. Okay. Okay guys, just one jump quick because I'm on the videos. So he likes to jump on the bed. I'm in my bedroom. I'm improvising with my space. So yes, I may be a bit bouncy with the camera as well. I find that I move around a bit without realizing. Anyway guys, jumping straight in. The first card is Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship. Interesting. So for some of you, this may well be that you do need space in your romantic relationships. However, overall, this card doesn't give me that feel. No more. Doesn't give me that feel. It kind of actually makes me feel that in general, you need to take some time and some space from something specifically, a relationship with something. So as I'm saying that, it's like it's not necessarily representation of a person or people, though it could be. I feel like it's literally something that's making you feel exhaustion and tired. So if this is a person, whether it be a work friend, someone you're working for, friendships, relationships, family, just something distance yourself from it completely, you need that space. However, I feel like this could generally be situational as well. Something just in your life is kind of bringing you down, maybe making you feel unwell, and I feel like you need to be really listening to your own intuition and yourself during this time, to make sure that you are generally taking space. I feel as though if you keep ignoring it and keep just making yourself do whatever it is that's making you feel overwhelmed and stressed, that it's not going to get any easy for yourself. You need to listen and take these moments when you feel you need them. Oh, you look so cool, dude. Because it feels as though it can make you feel pretty heavy. I'll show you the imagery on this card. So there's literally a beast on her shoulder, and I just get this sense of something feeling quite beastly in terms of how it makes you feel, really dragging you down and feel like you have this pressure. And I feel like you need to be listening. We feel these things for a reason, and it's really is meaning that we need to step away from whatever it is, right? So if you can, I would definitely look into doing that. Snow White and her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence. So this is a great card. So obviously we are in February at the moment. It's Valentine's month. February is ruled by the planet Venus. It is a time when we may be romanticizing things, feeling the more loving side of any kind of situation, which may mean that we actually romanticize life and start procrastinating. There's a reason for this energy though. So while it might not feel productive, it is in nature in terms of really looking at the bigger picture things and thinking about where do we want to go, what are we unhappy with, where would we like to see ourselves in future. Now the purpose of this is that we start to visualize in order to make something come into existence. Now I feel like naturally you're really good at making things come into fruition, into life, and I feel like that inspires other people. So I kind of think that if you are feeling a little bit stuck during this time, and this is actually kind of a theme for this month, is like really realizing the answers is you. If you're feeling stuck, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to going? The answer is you. So you are the key to moving forward. You are the key, pardon me, sorry, burping. You are the key to whatever it is that you need. I feel as though it's weird. I'm getting this sense of that you're kind of like a center of a support system. Again, this can feel heavy because I'm kind of automatically just put these kind of pairing near each other. Can be a little bit heavy sometimes being that, but I feel like it's because of the inspirational person you are, and I feel like that's something you need to embrace about yourself, but make sure that you are seeing yourself. I feel with this, it shouldn't feel like a burden if it's done correctly, right? Elizabeth and the Lion, it's time to be a great leader. Now she is saying, really, with her Lion, I read the Lion as a strength card, and I feel as though it's sort of saying, like, I'm understanding my vulnerabilities and my sensitivities, and I realize that they are a part of who I am. They are my strength. Becoming comfortable with that and realizing that we sometimes have downtimes, sometimes have up times. This is how I'm reading it for you. Once we flow with that better, instead of trying to fight the flow, and I get this sense of trying to fight against your natural essence of being a cyclic being, once you actually flow with it, I feel like things will start to become easier for you. And remember that you are not only the center of your life story, you are the leader of your life story. You are the reason of your life story. Without you, there's no you life story. So realizing that by being a little bit more sensitive to who you are and what your aspirations within this, your life story will really start to take shape in the direction that you want it to go. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. So with that being said, I feel as though you need to take the pressures off of yourself. I do feel a sense of pressure, because I'm feeling though you try and go against your nature to make things happen, when I feel like really these three cards are saying your biggest asset here is to go with your nature, is to understand yourself, and to flow with you. The Mermaid and the Turtle Woman, an elder will teach you. Okay, so I do feel like, Libra, naturally this is a time for you to be, again, resting, taking inventory. I feel like you try and put too much pressure on yourself to work hard, and I feel like that's not necessary. I feel like it's a great time. Again, you're going through a period of learning, of discovery. So with that comes wisdom. So I think learning something new or studying, bettering yourself mentally is more of the go here than to actively physically put out into the world. So take inventory, and kind of I feel like trusting the flow that there's a time for everything, and I feel like this is something you naturally know, but trusting your intuition and feeling like this, like actively act upon this. If you need to rest and relax and take inventory, do just that. Step away from something that's bringing you pressure and heaviness and step into this sense of lightness. And I do feel this is a dynamic that is what you're going through, and I feel like you're in the water with this. So when I say that, I mean that I feel like it really plays on your emotions, because what you know works is not working anymore. And I think this is because this is new evolutionary way of being for you. So with that will come these depths of emotion, of vulnerabilities. February is feeling quite a vulnerable month for many people. And I think it's because we're really actually coming into this sense of really understanding ourselves and what we want. And that makes us feel a little bit uncertain on where we are and where we're going. That's how I'm kind of reading the energy that's in this at the moment. It really just feel like that is what's driving so many people right now. I'm actually getting through your reading so quickly. This is the quickest reading I've done so far because I'm already on the bottom row, but that's a good thing. It means it's channeling through, the message is clear. The Mermaid of Immersion, complete commitment. Okay, let me have a read for you. I feel like you need to block out the noise. I feel like there's too many distractions. And again, I feel like maybe there could be this concept of taking on too many things, or kind of maybe many ideas flowing through you. And that could cause one of two things. I'm feeling. Either procrastination because you've got too much on your plate, and then it's kind of like, for myself, for example, if I take on too many things or I have a lot to do, I then might go to the mindset of doing nothing. It's like an ADHD kind of mindset of where you've got so much to do that it's so overwhelming that you lay down and you can't do anything. Or you'll find something else to do that's not any of the things that you know you need to do, until everything else is left till the last minute. Could do that for you because you're taking on too many things, have too many mind ideas, or become stressful, and again going against your natural nature of, again, during this time, resting, relaxing, recuperating. Instead of doing that, you're taking on way too many things. I want you to kind of focus on either one thing or focus, and I feel like really it should be you, focusing on the you, because I feel like by doing that, again, that will get you back into your natural flow. We all want to be flowing the way that works for us, and I do feel like, again, this feels like a new way of being, because I get this sense of kind of like, it's like when we live, for example, in a city life, we get so kind of used to the flow of the city life, and then we move into the country and it's like a culture shock, because it's like, whoa, oh my god, like there's no noise, I can't sleep at night because there's no traffic. Whereas like if you take a country girl into the city, it's like they can't sleep because there's so much noise. It's kind of like that kind of culture shock in the way of being or doing, and I don't feel like it's so cat is there, look, that it's as big as, so obvious as that. I feel like this is subtle energies, but I feel it's impacting you in a way that is as much as that. So definitely feel like you need to be a bit more focused. Oh, you got hairy hands. Awesome. Did you pull his tail? You gotta be nice to the cat. Yeah, I see him. So focus on one thing. Everything that you need is already with you. And I get this sense of you needing to shield right now, but at the same time being shielded. So while I don't feel like you need to be like upping your protection and being extra careful with yourself, which is quite interesting considering I feel like this could be a vulnerable kind of moment. I feel as though you are actually protected, though energetically. But at the same time, I feel like you have this kind of feeling of protecting your energy, and listen to that. So when we get this sense of I need to protect my energy, it can be like I need to take inventory and take time to myself, which is exactly what we were vibing at the beginning of this reading. Trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, and you have everything you need already. So commit to something, one thing. If you have a lot of ideas flowing, I feel like it could be beneficial to writing them down and come back to them later. I don't feel like you need to be taking on lots of projects right now and doing multiple things. Focus on one thing. Again, it's better to put in the hard work into one project and have an amazing project than to have lots of little projects that you can't give your full attention. And I feel like that really is key for you, for your understanding right now. Like a thing like, yeah, you're right, I do need to focus on one thing. I do want this to be like really good. I don't want it to be half-assed, is what I kind of feel here. My tummy's rumbling, I'm hungry. The fairy bee, my life is sweet. Now, once you stop grinding, it's like being the honeybee, right? Everyone's like, oh, working like a bee, 9 to 5, working hard. Bees are not like that. They're not like a bee who literally will buzz. They have their role in life and they flow with their role. They don't take on the whole role of everyone on the hive. Like everyone has their own purpose, right? And a honeybee, like think about it. They will just go from flower to flower, just like, you know, brushing against the pollen and pollinizing the plants and flying here and there. And they like to mind their own business. They're not out there trying to sting everybody. They're just out there living their best life. And that's what I feel here. Once you flow, once you buzz into your natural world, can you please leave the cat alone, Bugsley? That life will be sweet. I do feel like it is a good month for you, actually, despite me saying, look, pressures. I think it's just really you coming into your own and allowing yourself to relax into things. I just feel abundant. I feel as though that you are surrounded by love and support where needed. And I feel like you have your place as well, which is a really good feeling, as though like, you know that you belong, and that kind of essence. And I feel like that makes you feel gratitude as well. The fact that you have a place where you belong. And maybe as well, as I say that, I feel like for some of you, this might be like a time in your life where you finally actually are feeling like you belong somewhere. And perhaps that's a kind of strange feeling for you as well coming into that. Because it gives me this kind of puppy dog eye type feeling of being like grateful for it, but like, just like, wow, you're right, this, I feel like I'm in this space in my life, and I love that. I love it. Okay, Frog Princess, heed wise counsel and listen. Definitely that's now 2 cards where you have this insinuation that you need to take advice from somebody or listen to advice. Again, if you are feeling a little bit it's a pine cone. A fir cone. A fir cone, pine cone. Are they the same thing? It's not an apple. He calls them apples.
It's an apple.
Okay, it's not an apple. Heed wise counsel and listen. So going back to that, if you are feeling vulnerable, sometimes we are not as open to receiving any kind of advice from anyone else. Sometimes when we're feeling vulnerable and someone gives unsolicited advice, we can be quite defensive to it. We can react. But I feel like it is a time for you to be listening. But again, I more so just get this sense of stop actioning, take inventory, go into this space where you are listening to your wisdom, you are channeling. That kind of feels more like that for me, for you, Libra, rather than being just external. But again, I feel like it's a time of learning from you. So when we are learning, we're listening. So keep that mindset of being open to wisdom that's coming to you. Little wolf girl, it's all right to be alone. So definitely this is a time for you to be taking inventory. So your partners may be getting on your nerves, or friends and family might be getting on your nerves. It's because you're not supposed to be all up and involved in it all. This is time for you to take some time to yourself, and realizing that alone time is essential. Sometimes we just need to rewire our batteries. Is that what you say? And recharge. And this is what this is feeling like for February for you, Libra. It's a time to recharge. Follow the cycles of the moon. We start the month with the full moon on the 5th of February. And that means we're coming into the month already in this time where we are letting go, releasing, and coming into this goal-setting mindset. And I just feel like for you, Libra, this is what it is. We're just vibing into the notions of the moon, and trusting in the flow of the universe. This is what I feel for February for you. So don't be taking actions, don't be jumping into lots of projects. It's time to take inventory, take some time to yourself, where possible, and release yourself of burdens, definitely as well for you here. I do think it makes you feel vulnerable to be in that kind of position, but it is essential and necessary. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with any future readings. Thank you so much, guys.